kind of focus on making songs, like beat songs, not so much like EDM. I don't really know what genre it is exactly, but I'm just trying to make some beats or instrumentals that you can just listen to all the way through that don't need like someone rapping or singing over it. So here's what I've got so far. I'm working on my next song that I'm going to plan to release sometime next month, and I've made like a few different songs so far, but I keep going back on like what I'm liking and what I'm not liking. So you guys a very brief preview just because I'm liking the vibes of this one so far. But here it is. Make sure I have the microphone so you guys can hear it. And I'm just gonna start on like, I don't even know what part of the song this would be. And that's it. It's just a guitar and a snap. And that guitar is just a sample that I changed the pitch and speed of. So right now I'm kind of just going through a bunch of different vocal chops as I know I need them for this song, but I don't want it to be overly repetitive, so I'm trying to be really careful. I'm trying to take a lot of time in this. I'm used to more so making beats where I spend like 30 minutes to an hour on them, so just doing this it's definitely a challenge, but I think there's gonna be a lot of benefits in it. So I like that. Record that. Do you guys ever just have to use one hand to move everything around because you've got your fingers on the exact keys that you want to use? I don't know. Just trying to connect with you. Okay. I think the biggest challenge of me making more like beat songs and spending like tons of times on, or attempting to spend a lot of time on certain beats, is honestly just getting tired of the beat. That was the issue when I first started producing, and as I got better, it became less of an issue as I could see the finished result and I got faster. But if I'm gonna be spending like a few days on a song or something like that, it's gonna be hard to not get bored with it. So definitely gonna have to add a bunch of change-ups and stuff like that to keep it interesting. See his graphic. Viewer discretion is advised. Yep, it's a mess in here. And no, it usually doesn't look like this actually. I'm just cleaning out my office right now as I'm moving, and about a month and a half from now, but it's just so messy. I have to get rid of so much stuff that I thought I would do it now, but don't worry, this is not a cleaning vlog. But I clean this office. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it all today, but the purpose of today's video actually is just to kind of give you guys some tips and tricks that I've used personally in order to just get better as a producer. These aren't any life hacks or anything like that. This is just kind of the honest truth. Nothing I tell you today is going to make you, a platinum producer tomorrow. What I can guarantee though is if you do follow at least some of my advice, I guarantee in the long run it should help. So yeah, let's get into it. The first thing that I feel will help you as a producer, just based on my experience and more so me not doing this at first, is just to be patient. It's going to take a while before you make anything good. It's honestly, it could take months, it could take a year, it could take 2 years. It could take a long time depending on what you do. So when you're learning stuff, make sure to take the time to learn it the right way first. Otherwise, it's just going to catch up to you. And it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, so take your time and do things right. And if you take anything from this video today, definitely keep that in mind. I know it's like a generic tip, but it is just really, really crucial and very important. All right, I'm going to dump this out and hopefully start cleaning some of the stuff in here, or getting rid of it at least. That's my first step, is just to throw away stuff I don't need. Jesus, that's all this stuff. Whenever I'm getting rid of stuff, I don't know if this happens to you guys either, but I always think, like, for something like this, it's like probably never gonna need this ever, but I will think of the one time that I might. And then when I do get rid of something, I always end up needing it. Tip number 2, and this kind of relates to the first one, but consistency is key. I know I said you wanted to be patient, but you do really have to put forth the effort. And honestly, I would say to do something musically every single day. Even if you just make a beat for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. Over time, that's gonna compound. You're gonna get a lot better if you, let's say, practice piano for 15 minutes for a year. Over a year, do some math. I'll put how many minutes that would be on the screen, but you'd be that much better at piano if you just spent 15 minutes every day. So just something to consider. So the next item is, turn this light on, wrong light. I still have no idea which light bulb or light switch does what. All right, there we go. I ended up just moving over here because the lighting in my kitchen is so bad. Let's see, is this better? All right, well, it still looks, I don't know, I look like a mustardy color right now. But basically, the next tip is related to beat block. And so I'm sure you've all faced it. Sometimes it lasts an hour, sometimes a few hours, sometimes days, sometimes weeks even. And the best advice I can give you in order to get over beat block is to just try a bunch of random stuff out. So experiment, whether that be using instruments that you normally wouldn't make a beat with, try using different presets that you normally wouldn't use. Go and maybe download a free VST, try that out. Use random different effects. And in my experience, you usually find a way out of it, because what you'll realize is you're just kind of making the same stuff over and over again. And by not branching out and trying new things, I mean, that's just all that's kind of going to happen. So keep that in mind, and yeah, just try random stuff out when you do get beat block, and it should get rid of it, at least in my experience. About to try the McDonald's spicy chicken sandwich. Taste test in 3, 2, 1.
I have a spicy one.
Compared to Popeyes, this is probably like a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. What did you say?
Saying 5.
Out of 10?
Compared to Popeyes, I think Popeyes is better.
So 5 out of 10. So it doesn't even pass.
Okay, maybe 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it's not that good. Go to Popeyes. That's all. I'm now back in the studio, and as you can see, I've made 0 progress so far. Obviously, I mean, I just went and ate a chicken sandwich that sucked. But third tip, feel free to use samples, as they're a good kind of starting base in terms of learning to build your beats, but don't become totally reliant on them unless you're just like someone who likes to chop up samples and things like that. Just because a big part that you'll be missing out on and learning how to create melodies and things like that, and you just won't be as versatile as a producer. So feel free to use samples, but just don't overdo it. Make sure that you can at least build some melodies. Maybe start with a sample and then build a counter melody off of that. Don't become overly reliant on samples. I would just say that because you'll miss out on one of the most fun parts about making music, which is the melodies, even though it's a pain in the ass to kind of figure out how to do. But also check out my video where I kind of break down some things that the best producers do in terms of making their melodies. A lot of really good, helpful stuff in there. And yeah, I'm planning to make another video on like sound selection and stuff like that. Look what I found. It's a $2 bill. I'm using both hands. I'm trying to make it so you guys can see it better. What do I do? There we go. There you go. $2 bill. Not really sure why they ever made these or why they got rid of them. But buy Bitcoin, I guess. I don't know. Buy Doge to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon. Alright, so quick little update. As you can see, there's nothing there anymore. Instead, there's a pile here now. Here, and then a garbage bag. And basically, this is just garbage that I didn't feel like walking way over there to. I'm going to do that in a second. This is stuff I have to keep, even though I know a lot of it looks like trash, and cords and stuff like that. It's like little parts or warranties stuff. This is stuff I'm just going to give away. And yeah. And if you saw this Vaseline right here, it's not for what you think it's for. Alright guys, so it is now a new day. It's about 7 a.m. here in Seattle, and I'm just up before work because I gotta get some work in. I have a full-time job. I'm not able to do music full-time yet, but you know, my next tip would be you just gotta make time for it. Whether you have to wake up a little bit early, maybe go to bed a little bit later. If this is important to you, you just gotta take the time to get what needs to be done. And yeah, that is my final tip. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.